Hi, everybody. Good. We are gathering ourselves. So, a few technical details what I wrote up for myself, so I do not forget them. First of all, I really like the reactions. So please, if you feel so, then send me the like or the disagree or whatever what you can do there with the reactions. Thank you. It will be amazing. I would like to ask you to use the Q&A in the Teams, so you can ask questions and we will answer them at the end of the presentation. Wait till the end because we will have a little bit of surprise for you. And one more, yeah, this session is recorded, so I would like to have it like next week, I think, done and send it out for you. Okay. I think we can start soon. Yeah. Good. So hi and welcome everyone for our little session, and let's travel back to basics together. So first of all, just let me do my presentation. We gave this quality reAnchored name for this presentation because we think that many times we just do some kind of testing and we do not think of quality as a mindset, but as something what has to be done after the development. So I would like to bring you back to the basics of quality and bring you back to why we are doing that, what is behind, what we would like to achieve. And now I would like to start with a little bit of reaction from you. So can you please tell me if you like these numbers, what you can see on the screen right now? You can use the reactions and the surprise and likes and yeah. So unfortunately, these are really bad numbers. So the 370 million loss in an air project, I mean like star project, 346 deaths with the Boeing, and 10 billion pounds wasted with the NHS. Is healthcare, the national healthcare in the UK, and that is the most relevant for us because that happened because they just didn't do the integration testing, and 10 billion of pounds was wasted from the taxpayers. So yeah, these are pretty big numbers, and all of them happened because of the missing of testing or not testing enough. And small issues, big problems. So how it can be relevant for you? You are not working for NHS, you are not creating Boeings, you are not going to space, but every startup starts somehow. So we want fast releases and we want fast growth, which is pretty okay if we are a startup. We just release our stuff every day or daily, even more times, to get it to the people as soon as possible. But then something happens, some issues starting to pop up while we are releasing that. And that's basically natural because we are not really testing. We are just putting out as much value as we can for our customers. So after the issues popping up, the customer confidence is, we are losing the customer's confidence. It's decreasing release by release. And it's not a problem because at the beginning, because we are losing some of the customers, yeah. And we decided, okay, let's test something a little bit more and it will be all right. But already there are the issues, and from the big growth, we get into frustration because customers are leaving, even more are leaving. And the problem is that it just generates more leaving customers and bigger frustration. And after bigger frustration, we are getting into the firefighting mode instead of delivering value for our customers. So the fast releases are not that fast after all. And because of the firefighting, we are getting fluctuation in our company. So even our coworkers are leaving. So if it didn't have any kind of documentation, well, no quality, no documentation, and no constant quality and consistent quality, that's pretty big an issue. And after all this, our releases are fading off and we are ending up in a hazard. So we can do testing. We have to do some consistent quality. So we have to set up some kind of gates, some kind of quality gates, or something what will stop us from releasing, because we are human. It has to be out. We have to put it out for our people, for our customers. But sometimes we just have to stop and think about, is it worth it right now? Or we just put a little bit more effort into that. And we have to document. I'm not saying that we have to document like hundreds and thousands of Confluence pages or millions of PDFs create and doc access into our SharePoint. We just have to write some kind of documentation. It can be in the code. It can be with any kind of extracting from the code. So we are doing some GitHub pages or whatever, but some kind of documentation we need for our future developers. So basically, we need some kind of quality management system in our company. Okay, quality management system that is a little bit strange and dangerous, and you just hear a lot of ISOs and everything. Yeah, there is a definition for the QMS. I get it from the iso.org page. Yeah, it's really nice, but let's just get over with it. We basically need strategy, we need a plan, and we need to know how we execute and how we review. We don't need that big definition there, what was written. We just need strategy, plan, execution, and review. And that's all. So how do we build this quality management system up? Basically, our quality management system has to be customized. So there is no one fits all. It has to be customized for our company, because if we are going to one fits all, then most probably we will fail in it. It has to be adaptable and scalable. And I'm not saying that it has to be scalable from one team to two team to three teams, but we have to know what kind of stages we have to follow in order to be scalable on the market. And we have to use capabilities instead of maturity models. Maturity models and maturity is a little bit different. So the company has to be mature enough to understand what they need, but the maturity models are basically giving us the feeling that, okay, now we are on level 1, we are really, really bad. We have to get to level 2, so we have to achieve level 2. Then we have to achieve level 3. Of course, it's like a little bit more in the shades, because it can be in pieces, like we are on level 4 in communication, but we are on level 1 in automation, for example. So it can be a little bit not just white and black. It can be a little bit gray as well. But what I wanted to say is mainly that we need some kind of maturity to realize that what we need, and we need to think in capabilities. And here comes the first, what I wrote here, the customization, and not one fits all, because the capabilities, what we want to achieve, it has to be our own. And it's really, really important, so we feel that these capabilities we can achieve in some time. We are writing it in our strategy, but we have to feel in our company that it's achievable. So how do we do this? Now I kind of put together that what are the biggest mistakes of the teams. So we are not testing, we are not documenting, and we are not really thinking about quality as a mindset, but we are thinking about it as a phase. So we have to do it because that's the phase. And that's one of the biggest problems, I think, what the teams can yeah, so how do we achieve this? So what is the solution for this problem? As I say, it has to be adaptable and scalable. So I created 4 levels. It's coming from my mind, so I didn't really check it out with any exact models, but most of the models are kind of thinking in this way. I just made it as a summary. So first we have the team. This is the size when we are kind of one development team, or like maybe 2 development teams, but 1 tester, and we are just starting our big 10 billion enterprise. So we are only starting to developing something. We want to get to the customer as soon as possible. So we don't really invest into quality at the beginning. We invest into our future, but the minimum requirements we are following, and there will be a little table here that what we should follow. The second, I put the name multiple teams. It's basically when we have like 2, 3, 4, 5 teams. We have backend, front-end, data analytics, AI, of course, because everybody is doing an AI team nowadays. Or these teams are agile teams. So they are basically creating one function within the team. They are self-managed teams that can be as well. So it's based on how we would like to see our company. But around 5 teams, we need like 3, 4 QAs. We need a little bit of coordination there because already like everybody is testing something. Then maybe it can be a little bit more organized, a little bit more efficient. So we are on a different level now. Then we start to be a little bit bigger, like in 10 years, or we are working for a bigger company which is already achieved like around 100 people, I would say 80, 100 on the IT side. Then I named this one test or quality lead, because then we need some kind of leaders who will achieve the goals, the strategy, what we defined for our quality in our company. So we need to lead those changes already somehow. Somebody has to take care of those things. It cannot be just to be somehow. We are too big of coordination. And the 4th level, of course, we have our enterprises. We need quality management. And I'm saying here management because we need a team for that. We need a team for doing our strategy, overseeing all our releases, all our leads. So we are adding one more level. Maybe it's not a role, but it's a responsibility. But we need to have these kind of responsibilities on teams, on people, on someone or someone's to have it, because without that, there will be just chaos. And I think many of you work in some of these chaoses. Actually, can you send me likes who are working in some kind of chaos? Oh, I didn't want it to do that, but it was cool. Yeah, some of you. Oh, and all the okay. Oh, it's coming. Good. I was like surprised that only like I got like 3 or 4 of these likes, and I was like, all of you doesn't have chaos, then maybe I should learn from you, and not you should be standing here with me. But next time. Okay, so how do we build this up? As you see on the left side, right side, we have the strategy, the plan, the execute, and the review. So basically, these are 4 stages, I would say, not like stages, like 4 kind of areas what we should tackle in every size of a company. And it's really important that in every size of the company, we have to think about strategy. That's the first thing what everybody is ditching, because we are like 6 people here. Why would we need a strategy? Why would we need some kind of plan? We just release and it will be out. Everybody will be happy. No, they won't be, because you cannot make growth if you don't have a strategy, if you don't have a vision in your company. It's not only about testing or quality. It's about basically everything. So if you don't have a vision where I want to be, then you won't get there, because you don't know if you are there, because you don't have it. So you need to have some kind of vision, and you have to check that vision yearly, or even in every 5 years. Did I achieve this vision already and mission? What we are doing with our team? Did I get there already? Or we have to work on it? Does this vision still where I want to get? It's really important to reflect. And that's why we have the 4th area, the review area, because we have to review daily, weekly, monthly, quarterly, yearly, where we want to go, if we want to achieve, how we want to achieve that. Okay, so let's get into our little table. I will go from the team and strategy point, and we will build up for each and every team what should be in the strategy plan, execute, and review. Let's get into that. So first of all, we have to define for our team level, for the small team level, that in our strategy, that what does quality mean for our company? What do we want to achieve investing into quality? And how do we plan to execute and review? It's really important that in strategy, we have to define that how do we plan, execute, and review. As I said, we need to see where we want to get, what we would like to achieve. And here I want to mention a little bit about the management ideas that the report has to be green. The report doesn't have to be green. The report has to be multicolored. Like there should be some red, some yellow or gray or whatever color we are choosing. And there should be the most of the report green, of course, because we achieved that, we tested it. But we cannot test fully something. We cannot say that there are no bugs in the system. It's ISTQB basics, because we are going back to basics. So we cannot test all the software. There is no 100%. We always will have some kind of risks, and we have to show it to the management. If we just show that everything is done, or like management, in this case the CEO, everything is done, everything is green, we are good to go, then after we having some kind of troubles in the production, how we will say that, yeah, maybe not everything was green, most probably there were some risks, but we didn't even know about that. Yeah, that's why we need the strategy. That's why we have to decide how we plan, what we include, how we execute, and how we review. I won't be telling about in execution about if we have to do it manually or automated or with AI or with I don't know, any kind of 100 workers from all around the world, because everybody can choose the tool. The tool is not important in this case. The most important stuff in this case is to know where we would like to get and how we would like to get there. So that's the strategy for the small teams, what it has to involve. Okay, so how do we plan? Basically, I said here that it's a lightweight feature level planning. story or epic level. That depends on how you are using Jira, because most probably you are using Jira because it's still an industry standard, or you can use any kind of other tools as well. There are like, let's imagine that there are like 3 levels of tickets for us, like sub-level, issue level, and some kind of packaging level or something like that. I use story and epic here because most of us know how Jira works. So that's why I wrote story or epic level. So basically, we are delivering features to our customers because we are a small team. We just want to get it out, and we are testing it immediately. We can set up some kind of a really nice CI/CD solutions. We can automate fully. We can, as I said, we can test it manually, whatever we want to do. The thing is that we have to plan that after the development, are we testing like immediately, or we will have a release in 2 days and we have to test together some with some other features? What are dependencies? So we have to plan basically about those dependencies here. We have to focus on that. And after that's done, more or less we are good to go. There won't be really big issues. There can be, of course, there can be, but we are kind of prepared for the best, and hope for the best and prepared for the worst as well. So what do we do if you already planned? Of course, we are executing. So how do we execute? Well, mostly ticket by ticket. So we are starting with the login feature, then we are going for the register feature, then maybe we are going some kind of regression testing if we planned for that, for the login and register together. And then we are checking the dashboard after we logged in, then we are checking the, I don't know, the calculations, whatever. We are going feature by feature. So development is doing some kind of development, the testing is doing some kind of testing. What I didn't say, and I think it's pretty important, maybe you don't have testers. So you are a small company, like CEO, the co-CEO, and the co-co-CEO, and the CTO, because you are 4 guys and girls who just created the company, but someone has to have some kind of quality mindset there. I was yesterday on a really, really nice presentation. It was about sales. I'm pretty interested in that topic. And the guys said there that if you don't have the sales mindset in the first 3 months and you don't feel that it's not for you, then find a partner. Find someone who has that mindset, because you won't be better in it. You have to feel that you have to have that kind of a mindset. It can be learned, but you never get into that level what another sales kind of person who is like this sales oriented person would achieve. And somehow I would say the same about quality. So if you just learn it that we have to do quality, we have to do by the ISO 9001 and ISTQB and whatever, if we just want to do based on that, and you don't have that mindset that, okay, but what can go wrong, how we can kind of change it and scratch not only the surface but deeper, how we can dig deeper in the testing, then you most probably won't write the best test cases. There are techniques, there are a bunch of stuff, but mainly when it's like this small company, it's really nice if you have this kind of mindset as well, that how we ruin things, how we can ruin things. Be a little bit of a devil. Okay, so you are executing ticket by ticket. The last phase is the review phase. We need to have team retrospectives, some kind of retrospectives, because without retrospectives, we basically don't know what kind of feedback our customers are giving. So we will go bankrupt, even not because of the testing, but because of our features. So we are having some kind of team retrospectives in that time, bi-weekly or like every month or something like that. Talk a little bit about testing as well. Let's just talk a little bit about quality. like the feedback. If we are getting feedbacks all the time that I cannot log in, I cannot buy the new product, I cannot whatever, I cannot subscribe, which is one of the most important features of our flow. I had, I don't want to say the company, but I changed my note-taking system recently, and I subscribed for them. First of all, the page didn't come in after I watched like several hours of videos in YouTube. The page didn't come in. Okay, I was like, they're a small company, maybe they have some kind of issue. Okay, I went next day. Next day, I registered. I didn't get the email verification of my registration. So I got to them that, hi guys, I didn't get the verification. I saw this contact. Please check the emails. Okay, now it's working. The third day, I decided, or like fourth day, something like that, or like week later, I decided to subscribe. I couldn't pay. So basically, if I wouldn't be that much consistent that I want to use this software because I really like it and I want to support this team, I would ditch them after the first day. Remember that your application has 3 minutes. After downloading or like logging in, your application has 3 minutes, or there is an alternative on the market. If you cannot persuade your customer in 3 minutes that we have a quality product which is worth your money and time, in 3 minutes, the customer will ditch us for an alternative. And that's really sad. They say that in sales, you have like 3 seconds right now on TikTok to say something nice. And in 3 seconds, it's pretty hard. But with an application, can you imagine if like someone is going, you have 3 minutes? How good flows you need to have, how good quality you need to have. It cannot be a discrepancy, something between the customer and you. Okay, I think we talked about this one pretty long, so let's go to the next. Now we have multiple teams. So we have like multiple testers or like testing responsibilities within teams. So it's like a little bit bigger company. I wrote here 3 questions what we have to add to our first file. So we have to know that what is our quality, what we would like to achieve it, how we would like to try, plan, execute, and review. So that stays. And additionally, we are adding how do we ensure consistent quality? What do we track to understand our product quality? And what is the bare minimum? What we have to achieve in every release. If you do not achieve that, no release. There cannot go a release out without this. And that's the gate, what I wrote at the beginning of everything, that we need to have some kind of gate. And when we have like multiple teams, then we have to somehow define what is the baseline, what our company will deliver for our customers. It's really, really important. At the end, it's always the customer what matters. Because if the customer is happy, then we have money to hire new people. If the customer is not happy, then we can close the business. So we have to add these kind of questions into our strategy documentation, which can be a PPT, SharePoint page, Confluence page, docx, media wiki, whatever you can imagine. Okay, so after adding these to our strategy, how do we plan? So we need to have a little bit bigger planning. So it's not like, okay, we develop, we plan, we execute, and we're done. So we need some kind of structured planning already. We need detailed test cases or more detailed test cases. While at the beginning of our company, we just wrote that test the login, test the registration, test the dashboards, or test all the 4 gadgets in our dashboard, or something like that. You know, like everybody knows what we are talking about. But here already we have teams. So we have like more people in our company. So they have to know what the other team is testing, what the other person is testing. So there has to be a little in our um, test cases as well. So it has to be a little bit more detailed, definitely. Then we are executing. I wrote here that we need some kind of test and release coordination. So I wouldn't say that we need to have a release team, we need to have a test team, and we need to have a change management team and everything. But we need to know that who is responsible for releases. It cannot be that all the developers are responsible for releases anymore. Well, it can be, but then we have to put all our money into automation and CI/CD. So we have to set up our flow, our CI/CD flow, that it's tested, it's checked, the gates are automatically checked if we are going through those gates positively. We need to have the security testing, everything in order. We have one pipeline, everything is checked there, then we are good to go. But if we don't have this, then we need to do it manually. And even if we have this, then we have some kind of coordination. It's just done by a robot, done by an automation. So that's why I said that we need kind of test and release coordination in our company. Okay, and how do we review? We have to do maintenance. Unfortunately, on this level, we have to do maintenance in our test cases, because multiple teams will touch the same code base, and we cannot just put new test cases all the time. We have to do some kind of maintenance in it. So it's not enough that on the reflection we are saying that, yeah, we lost 2 customers, we didn't really test this feature, but we will test it better the next week. We need to clean, we need to organize a little bit in the test management system. And yeah, we need a test management system, but it would be better if we would have some easy test management. But if it's Excel, well, at least there's something. But the real test management system, I think we need on this level, and we have to clean, we have to organize, we have to know what is where in our system. Okay, let's move to the next one. I give you a little bit of time of writing questions while I'm drinking water. Great, great, great. Okay, are you sleeping? I have to ask it. Can you send me some nice likes and surprise? Oh, great, great. You are not sleeping. That's really good. That's really good. That's really good. I'm happy. I'm happy. Okay, let's go. The next level of our, which I said like lead, a test, a quality lead. So what do we need here? I said that we need a communication matrix. We need root cause analysis, and we need shared language and shared reality. About this sentence, a friend of mine said it when I was working in Budapest. He always said at the beginning of every meeting and at the end of every meeting that we need to have a shared language. So we need to understand each other, and we need to have a shared reality. So we have to live in the same reality, because, and here we have like 100 people in our company, so it's like big, it's starting to get massive. So we need some kind of order, and everybody needs to understand each other. We have some kind of business and marketing people and sales people and management and CEO who is like, I want this to be done. He needs to understand, he has to live, or she, I'm sorry. So they have to live in the same reality, everybody. They have to know what the other person is talking about. If I'm talking about API keys, the business will come and ask me that, what is this key and what does it open? Which door we need that? So we need to know, we have to know what the other person is talking about. So that's why we need the shared language and the shared reality. The root cause analysis, I think it's one of the crucial parts to have root cause analysis, because most probably, if something went wrong, we kind of have some kind of quality measurements and basis. Then we have some kind of problem in our process and not in our people. Because we hired our people, we trust our people. So most probably there is some kind of misunderstanding in the process. We have to get into root cause analysis, make the 5 whys, which is like a really interesting method because you are asking 5 times why. So it's easy, it's effective, and you are getting in the bottom of that why an issue happened. If it happens again and again, then you have to get even deeper and have to involve more people into that analysis. And why I brought here communication matrix, we have 100 people. We need to have communication levels. For example, in teams, we are communicating within each other. We are communicating with our customers through emails and through our webpage, through our blog, through our YouTube channel. Within the team, we are communicating in Slack because that's what everybody loves, whatever. So we have to just define these kind of bits and pieces that where we are communicating, what we are communicating, and when we are communicating. Just really one pager, one slide, just slide, just a few icons next to each other. And of course, the previous 2. Of course, we just add this information. So the planning, it's already project level planning. So we have projects. We don't really think in tickets anymore. We're more of a project kind of organization now. So we are running small projects, which includes together the unification of the login and the registration form, or the dashboard and the, I don't know, communication pages on our application. So now we are tackling more and more bits and pieces in our architecture. So we have to think in projects, maybe small projects, but projects, which involves more teams, more people. We need a release calendar, and we need some kind of release management, unfortunately. This release management can be one person who is developing as well, because he is responsible, or they are responsible for the releases to send out in time, in the pipeline, whatever you can imagine, many types here. But the thing is that we need some kind of release management. We need to know when our releases are coming, if the project fits there or it fits only to the next one. So we have to plan together with the development on the quality side as well. And here we start to think about more of a quality in the organization rather than quality control and testing only. So here we are kind of shifting our mindset even more towards quality assurance and quality management. So that's why we need a little bit extra in these release levels as well. Okay, how do we execute? In our execution, we have to know our test environments and our test data, because most probably we will need some kind of test data to execute our test cases, and we need some kind of environment to work on. So basically, we need a little bit more coordination on this execution level as well, because we have to prepare. Of course, everything is written in the plans, wink, wink, but in the execution, we need to know on where, with what, and how we are executing our test cases. How do we review? Well, we need KPIs, which is really ugly word, or like set of words. But we need KPIs, we need some kind of reporting, and we need dashboards, because there is the management who wants to understand what is happening, and they cannot ask everyone, each and every tester, each and every developer, that how we are doing right now. They can ask about their mental health, but not every day about the status. So we need to have some kind of dashboards for them. We need to create some kind of convenience for them in order to have peace during our days, and we can develop and we can test, do whatever we want during the days. So yeah, so we need a little bit more there already, the organizational level. And we came here to the enterprise level. Well, I don't think I will speak much about this because it's a really, really big topic. But here you can go all in, left Tolstoy with the war and peace kind of creations in your documentation. You can define SOPs, you can think about prevention, you can include other kind of testings, other kind of assurance. So there are like bunch of stuff what you can include, and maybe you should include in an enterprise. But this is what I say at the beginning, that we need to think about in capabilities. So for example, we would like to achieve our release to be rolled, to be able to roll back our release in 1 hour. For example, it's an important achievement. It's a capability. We can roll back in 1 hour if something goes wrong. It's a capability. We can achieve that. Of course, our company has to mature to that. But in the maturity models, you will get these kind of details only in the detailed report. But if you are thinking in capabilities in an Excel table or Confluence page, or I don't know, writing on the wall, and just ticking them that, okay, I can achieve this, I achieved this, I already done this, then you see a bunch of green ticks at the end and some reds that, okay, we didn't achieve yet, but we will in the future because we know where we want to go. As you see, it's really important to have a strategy, so we know where we want to get. Okay, so how do we plan? We need portfolio planning because we have multiple projects already with multiple project managers or POs or teams or whatever, if we are in V model or in agile kind of mindset in our company. The thing is, we have to think in portfolio, and we need to have some kind of rollback planning already. The execution, well, we have to optimize. We cannot run everything. We have a bunch of testers or tester responsibilities in our company. Everybody is writing test cases because they have to write test cases because we learned in the previous 3 sizes that we have to write test cases. We won't be able to run all of them. We have to prioritize. We have to involve severity into that. So we have to do something more to optimize our working. And the last one, how do we review change management and improvement loops? So here we already need to have some kind of change management in our meets, in our company. Okay, we have our table. I'm getting out from it so you can make a screenshot if you don't want to wait for next week. Yeah, okay. So thank you again that you joined. As I said, here is my email address. Do not forget that.